In today's class, I am going to help you to know how to write an article. Okay? And or paragraph you can say. And the topic is a library is good for all. A library is good for all. Yes, a library is good for all. If you look at the importance of library, understood? Is it not good for all the people that live in the society? If you live in the society, you are an inseparable part of the society that you belong to as an individual. Am I right or not? So, for all of us, understood, library is the most important place, isn't it? So, if you look at a library in the school, what is it like? Library is the best place in the school. Can I say? You can write one sentence. What can you write? Point number one. Library, Library. Library is the best place. Library is the best place. Where? In the school. In the school. Can you write or not? Library is the best place in the school. So if you write another beautiful little sentence, one sentence number one, library is the best place in the school. So to write the second sentence, what do you think you can write? Library is the best place in the school. And here if you want to write sentence number two, though you will not, if you are writing an essay, you must not write like this, but I am giving you the points. What is the second point that you can write? Library. Library is a what? I will give the description of the library. Library is the best place in the school. Wow, what is the definition of a library? A library. A library is a place. PLAC. A library is a place.
Where?
A library is a place where books are kept. A library is a place where books are kept, right? Then issued. A library is a place where books are kept, issued, and collected. Right or not? You can write this. A library is a place. If I translate this sentence into Bengali, what can I say? একটা লাইব্রেরি হচ্ছে একটা জায়গা where যেখানে books are kept, বইকে রাখা হয়, ইস্যু করা হয়, কোন একটা লাইব্রেরি থেকে ইস্যু করে, and collected এবং স্টুডেন্টরা কি ওখান থেকে বই নিয়ে আসে। एक लाइब्रेरी हिंदी में अगर उसको बोल दूं, एक लाइब्रेरी एक जगह है where जहां बुक्स आर केप्ट, किताबों को रखा जाता है, इशू किया जाता है एक लाइब्रेरियन के द्वारा, एंड कलेक्टेड, उस लाइब्रेरी से ही बुक लिया जाता है या नहीं? पहले वाला सेंटेंस क्या बताया था? लाइब्रेरी इज द बेस्ट प्लेस इन द स्कूल। लाइब्रेरी सबसे अच्छा जगह है स्कूल में। लाइब्रेरी सबसे ভালো জায়গা একটা স্কুলের। Is that clear? I have translated them into Bengali and into English. Okay. To write the third sentence, if I write the third sentence, what can you write? Understood? If I write the third sentence, it will be like you can say things like library. We have come to know library is the best place in the school. Then library is the place where books are kept, issued, and collected. Three things we have said already. Then what do you think we can write? A library is a place, understood, where books on any subject, any topic are available, right? So people don't have to go
outside.
People don't have to buy expensive ones, right or not? People don't have to go, or people don't have to buy expensive ones when they want to do a research or so, right or not? So 3, you can write 3, sentence number 3. I'm just giving you a point. A library, you can say library, Library. Library is a place where books on any subject,
Or
or
any topic.
or any topic are available. Available means ready. Or a library is a place where books on any subject or any topic are available. So the people don't have to buy expensive ones when they want to do a research or so. Understood? So what is this? What I have said here, if I translate it into my Bengali or English, it will be like library is a place, library একটা জায়গা where books, যেখানে books on any subject, যেখানে যে কোনো বিষয়ের বই, or অথবা any topic, কোনো বিষয়ের উপরে বা কোনো টপিকের উপরে বই আর available, ready রয়েছে। So সুতরাং the people don't have to buy, অতএব মানুষকে কিনতে হবে না, people don't have to buy, BUY, people don't have to buy, সুতরাং মানুষকে কিনতে হবে না এক্সপেন্সিভ ওয়ান্স, মানে অনেক মূল্যবান বইয়ের কেনার প্রয়োজন নেই, অনেক দামি বই কেনার দরকার নেই। when, যখন they want to do a research, যখন তারা কোনো রিসার্চ করতে চায়, or so, বা রিসার্চ ধরনের কোনো কিছু, বা রিসার্চ ধরনের, যদি সে রিসার্চ না করতে চায় তাহলে কোনো নিউজ পেপারে আর্টিকেল লিখতে চায়, তার জন্য বই পড়তে হবে। কোনো একটা আর্টিকেল লিখতে চাচ্ছ নিউজ পেপারে, বা তুমি একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট কিছু লিখবে তার জন্য, বা তুমি কোনো একটা বই লিখবে তার জন্য অনেক বই পড়তে হবে, নলেজকে গ্যাদার করতে হবে, রাইট অর নট? I to translate it this sentence into Hindi, I must say लाइब्रेरी হচ্ছে এমন একটা জায়গা যেখানে लाइब्रेरी एक ऐसा जगह है जहां बुक्स ऑन एनी सब्जेक्ट, किसी भी विषय में किताब, और एनी टॉपिक, किसी भी विषय में टॉपिक में आपको आर बुक्स ऑन एनी टॉपिक आर अवेलेबल, मौजूद है, रेडी है। इसीलिए the people don't have to buy expensive book, इसीलिए लोगों को कीमती बुक को खरीदना नहीं पड़ेगा। people don't have to buy expensive books का मतलब books when they want to do a research, जब वो लोग एक रिसर्च करना चाहता होगा, और सो ऐसा ही कुछ का मतलब, मान लीजिए रिसर्च नहीं कर रहे हो तो बुक्स लिखने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, बुक्स नहीं, कोई आर्टिकल लिखने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तो आपको और सो ऐसा ही कुछ करेंगे तो आपको ये करना पड़ेगा। I have given you topic number 3. I'm sure that you have understood. Then you can write some other things. I'm erasing this. Now, what can be point number 4? You can write library is a storehouse of knowledge. Library is a treasure of knowledge. Right? It is now clear. Library is a storehouse or not? Huh? Of knowledge. ज्ञान के भंडार है. Right or not? Library is a storehouse of knowledge or not? Library is a ज्ञानेर भंडार. Library is a storehouse of knowledge. ज्ञान का भंडार है लाइब्रेरी. तो और आप क्या लिख सकते हो? और एक चाहेंगे तो 5 नंबर पॉइंट आप क्या लिख सकते हो? बताओ. What can be the point number 5? What can you write? You can write some other things very important or not. What does library do? Library?
The purpose.
The purpose. You need to write the purpose of a library. What is the purpose of a library?
The purpose.
The purpose. You can write about the purpose. The purpose. P-U-R-P-O-S-E. The purpose of a. The purpose of a library. The purpose, you are talking about the purpose of a library. The purpose of a library is to create love, L-O-V. Create, L-O-V, love for reading. The purpose of a library is to create love for reading. And reading habits. Reading habits among people. We must write about the purpose. The purpose of a library, is to create love for reading. I must not say create love for reading. I think it will be very good if I write create love for books. Create love for the reading of books, right or not? Create love for books. It will be good or not? The purpose of a library is to create love for books and reading habits among the people. There are many people who don't like to read, but if they read, it will not only expand their mind, it will extend the boundaries of their thinking. They can know the unknown, see the unseen, explore the unexplored. This is why books are read to do a research or write an article or write a book. Isn't it? So my dear friend, you have got, and if I translate it into Bengali, it will be লাইব্রেরির উদ্দেশ্য হলো বইয়ের প্রতি ভালোবাসা তৈরি করা and reading habits এবং পড়ার অভ্যাস তৈরি করা among people, মানুষের মধ্যে. हिंदी में इसको बोल दूं, दोहरा दूं तो ये ऐसा होगा कि लाइब्रेरी का उद्देश्य होता है बुक्स के प्रति प्यार तैयार करना और लोगों में पढ़ने का आदत डालना. लोगों में पढ़ने के आदत डालना और बनाना. ठीक है ना? इज दैट क्लियर? अभी पर्पस के साथ साथ लाइब्रेरी में एक ही काम नहीं किया जाता है. यू नो, बिसाइड्स ए पब्लिक लाइब्रेरी, बिसाइड्स बीइंग अ लाइब्रेरी, हैज अ रीडिंग हॉल. If it is a big library, there must be reading hall because people, the students have to sit there. If it is a college library, the students, there must be a room for reading of the books. They will collect the books and they have to read there. And even library classes are held in the library period, in the library room. Do you get it what I am telling? So a public library, besides being a library, has a room for reading, has a reading room and hall for meeting or other activities. Right or not? So sentence number 6 can be, what can be? This is a vital point also. So a public library, besides being a library has a reading room, and a hall for meeting, has a room for meeting or other activities. Is that clear? Isn't it good? This is real. I'm speaking the truth. You have to keep the truth in mind when you are writing a paragraph, an article. Do you get it? So what is this? A public library, besides being a library, has a reading room and a hall for meeting or other activities. If I translate it into Bengali, it will be একটা public library, লাইব্রেরির হওয়ার পাশাপাশি একটা পাবলিক লাইব্রেরিতে লাইব্রেরি হওয়ার পাশাপাশি একটা রিডিং রুম রয়েছে, একটা হল রয়েছে সাক্ষাতের জন্য, সাক্ষাতের জন্য অথবা আদার অ্যাক্টিভিটিস, অন্যান্য কাজের জন্য কি থাকে? হল থাকে। লাইব্রেরি বহুত বড় বড় হয়। I taught in English medium schools, I know. I taught in big school. Even I taught in Kendriya Vidyalaya. I know there are big halls, even rooms also housed in the library. There must be reading room in the library. It's true or not? So if I tell you this in Hindi, एक public library में एक public library का लाइब्रेरी होने के साथ साथ उसमें एक रीडिंग रूम भी है, एक हॉल भी है जहां मीटिंग किया जा सकता है साक्षात के लिए और अदर एक्टिविटीज, और दूसरा काम के लिए रूम भी रहा करता है एक पब्लिक लाइब्रेरी में. इज दैट क्लियर? इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर? सो पॉइंट नंबर 6, you can write this. And now what are the other things you can write? एक लाइब्रेरी क्या करता है? एक ह्यूमन बीइंग क्या है? व्हाट इज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग? मानव. You are always filled with what? A human body is filled with what? लोभ, काम, क्रोध, मोह, मोह, आश्चर्य. We as human beings have mean qualities. We are primitive. We used to live in the forest. We still have mean qualities. Animalities. We cannot free ourselves from those mean qualities. And if we want to put those mean qualities in check, what should we do? We should read. We should pick up the habit of reading. And what does reading do? Reading or library stands for reading, the place where the books are read. So, what can a library do? Library, it relaxes. ये हम लोगों को रिलैक्स कर देता है. रिलैक्स का मतलब क्या हुआ? What does relaxes means? शिथिल कर देता है, स्थिरता देता है. हमारा शरीर पूरा डिजायर से भरा हुआ है. My human body is filled with desires. और उसके गीता में उसका वर्णन किया गया है. लोभ, लालसा, कामना, वासना. लोभ, काम, क्रोध, मोह, मोह, आश्चर्य. ये सब है. अगर if we want to defeat these mean qualities, क्या करना होगा? We have to read good books, religious books, Bhagavad Gita. Understood what I'm telling you? Good books. And what will they do? It will help us to expand our mind, and it will not only help us to expand our mind, it will also extend the boundaries of our thinking. It will turn us into a good human beings, right or not? So, sentence number 7 we can write. What can you write? It relaxes. It relaxes whom? It relaxes people. I am always repeating library, so I can write it relaxes people, and it relaxes people and also enriches their knowledge. Right? It, what can I say? It relaxes people and enriches their knowledge. Right? Can I write this? ये क्या बोल सकते हैं हम, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? ये लोगों को शांत करता है, शिथिलता प्रदान करता है, उसका ज्ञान का वृद्धि भी होता है। এটা লোককে শিথিল করে এবং ওদের জ্ঞানকে বাড়িয়ে দেয়। बढ़ोतरी होता है, ज्ञान में बढ़ोतरी होता है, तब जाके लोग शांत स्वभाव का हो जाता है। हम अपना आदिमता छोड़े हुए ज्यादा दिन नहीं हुआ। हम लोग वन में कभी रहा करते थे, आदिम मानव थे, गुफा में रहते थे, जीव जंतु को कांचा मांस खा जाते थे। समझ में आया? कांचा मांस खाता। those animalities are still there in us. Education क्या करता है? What does education do? Education gives us, if you become educated, what do? The purpose of real education is education is the manifestation of perfection already in us. You know, who said this? Swami Vivekananda. Education, we gather education to free ourselves from the mean qualities that we still possess, isn't it? The purpose of education is to what? We gather education to just to free ourselves from those mean qualities that we have acquired during ancient times, isn't it? In the ancient times, people used to live. Our forefathers had those mean qualities, and those mean qualities got handed down from generation to generation, and is still present in us. Do you understand? अभी भी मौजूद है, उसी का शिकार है। मान लीजिए किसी आदमी से गलती हो जाता है, वो कोई गलत काम कर बैठता है, उसको दोषी नहीं ठहरा सकते हम लोग, किंतु उसमें जो मीन क्वालिटीज बना हुआ है वही उसको मजबूर किया होगा। उसी का नतीजा है बेचारा उल्टा पुल्टा कुछ कर दिया। नहीं तो यू कैन नॉट ब्लेम अ ह्यूमन बीइंग, दे आर एज इनोसेंट एज द वर्ल्ड। अंडरस्टूड? पृथ्वी जैसे इनोसेंट है वही लोग, एज द मोस्ट इनोसेंट पर्सन इन द वर्ल्ड। हम सीखना है हमें कैसे अंदर वाला जो भी मुसीबत है उसको कंट्रोल में रखना। तो you can conclude by writing. What can you write finally? What can you write? 8 number, एक point दे दो। Number 8, thus by writing thus we can conclude. Thus, what should we do? Library? What does library do?
Give us knowledge.
I have already told you.
Yes.
How does it guide us? What will you say? Library, what does it do? Reading is what? Is the most
Expensive thing.
Reading is, if you read books, what does it do?
Yeah, but it's not.
We should pick up the habit of reading, and we must see books as the most faithful companions or friends that we can have. Who are the most faithful companions? Thus, where can you see books? What does a library do? First you try to understand. Doesn't library provide a platform? Doesn't library provide a platform for reading? Which is the what?
Which is
The most enjoyable what?
which is the most never.
Don't you see books as your don't you see library does library provides us? What does library provide us? Tell me.
Knowledge.
What?
Knowledge.
Library provides us knowledge. And what do we do with the knowledge?
Read it to give jobs.
Library, thus we we can say, thus what we can say is that library provides us knowledge which lasts. Library provides us knowledge which lasts. While other pleasures fade away. Right or not? Library, if you go to library, what does library do? Books in the library are
Last.
our books in the library are the most faithful companions or friends. Who are the most faithful friends?
Books.
Books in the library, books in the library are our best friends, right? Right or not? The books in the library are our best friends that we could have. Books in the library are our best friends that help us to meet, that help us to
Make a successful man.
to
Make a successful man.
the books in the library are the best friends
friends.
that can bring about change in our life. Help us to bring about what? Change us into the books in the library. The books in the library are our best friend that can help us to be good citizens.
in our life.
Citizens, to be the good citizens of our country. Right or not? Right? The books in the library are our best friends that can help us to be the good citizens of our
Life.
country.
Country.
Thus, what can be the final thing that you can say? The knowledge that we gather. Understood? What does the knowledge that we gather by reading books?
Books provide a platform.
Books in the library or the library provides a platform for reading, which is the most, that is what?
It is most faithful.
Library brings, or library changes us into good human beings. I cannot deny that. But what is the most important source of our happiness?
Most faithful.
The happiness that the books, the reading of the books give us. Understood? The happiness that the books give us lasts long. The happiness that the enjoyment, the happiness, understood? The enjoyment that we get The enjoyment that we get, what? Where from do we get?
Books.
Out of reading the books,
Out of
right? Out of
reading the books.
reading, the enjoyment that we get out of reading
The books.
books, the enjoyment that we get out of reading books is
Is faithful.
no, last long. The enjoyment that we get, understood, out of reading book lasts.
Last long. Last long.
While the pleasures that we get out of doing other activities fade away. The pleasures that we get out of doing other activities, BTTs, fade away. Fade away.
Hello.
Did you understand? The enjoyment that we get out of reading books lasts, while the other pleasures, while the other pleasures that we get out of doing other activities fade away.
Fade away.
Is that
Clear.
Can I call it complete?
Yes.
Thus, the enjoyment that we get out of reading books lasts, while the other pleasures that we get out of doing other activities
fade away.
fade away. What do you understand by this? If I translate into Bengali, I think যে আনন্দ আমরা বই পড়ে পাই সেটা স্থায়ী হয়, যেখানে নাকি অন্য কিছু করার যে আনন্দ সেটা বিলীন হয়ে যায়। किताब पढ़ के जो आनंद हम लोगों को मिलता है, अंडरस्टूड, वो स्थायी होता है, जहां दूसरा काम करके जो आनंद हमें मिलता है वो विलीन हो जाता है, वैनिश हो जाता है, वो रहता नहीं है। अंडरस्टूड? सो टू कंक्लूड, व्हाट विल यू से? लाइब्रेरी इज द holiest place what on earth.
On earth.
Okay, fine. It is it will not be wrong if we call it the temple of. We will be not wrong if we call it. So what will be the conclusion? We will not be wrong if we call library a temple of knowledge. If we translate it into Bengali, हम गलत नहीं होंगे. If we tell you in Hindi, sorry, हमें गलत नहीं होगा, हम गलत नहीं करेंगे. If we call library, यदि हम लोग लाइब्रेरी को पुकारे और बोले और देखे, if we call library a temple of knowledge, ज्ञान का ये मंदिर है, तो हम लोग से कोई गलती नहीं होगा। और আমরা ভুল করব না যদি আমরা লাইব্রেরিকে যদি বলি জ্ঞানের মন্দির, তাহলে সেটা আমাদের ভুল হবে না। Is that clear?
Yes, yes.
So with this we come to the end of our class. If you have liked my class, don't forget to share. Bye.